Silent 4 might be one of the most underrated silent games of all time, even more so, for my opinion, being one of the more underrated PS2 releases back in the days. Silent 4 being released in June 17, 2004, developed by Team Silent and published by Konami, following the story of Henry Townshend through his experience to roll on his apartment.
Oh man, what a dream.
This game has one of the most divided communities when it comes to silent games. Some say it's bad, some say it's good, some say it's their favorite silent game. But despite of it all, it doesn't get the much attention or recognition it deserves. To the point that Western silent games are much more talk a lot and having much more attention than 4. Despite, Western silent games being a much more worse silent game, except for Shattered Memories. And it's also to the point that Silent 4 isn't that popular that it didn't make the cut for the HD collection, despite also being released on the PS2 era with 2 and 3. It didn't make the cut for the re-release version of those games when it comes to HD collection. Even with its flaws and all, Silent 4 is still overall a good silent game that deserves some love, and it should deserve some more recognition and attention. Now, upon playing Silent 4, at some point you will think or realize that 4 kind of feels plain and lacking compared to 1, 2, and 3, having more or less memorable creature designs compared to 1, 2, and 3, downright questionable sound design, just straight up murdering my ears. Some are just funny. And some are just really random and lazy. But, Silent 4 still nails that atmospheric element, and of course, you can never go wrong with the Silent Hill soundtrack. Silent 4 soundtrack still hits good, being Room Angel. And remodeling. Two of my favorite Silent soundtracks out there. The gameplay mechanics are flawed. They really change a lot the gameplay style on this game, and introducing a dodge and weave feature, and then a charge meter for you to do heavy attacks when the charge meter fills up. I never really liked the dodge and weave system. I never really used that. And it's just janky at best that, for almost the time, I never really recommend using the dodge and weave. The inventory system has also been changed. So it's with classic Resident Evil games where you have limited space and you have a separate storage area where you put the items you don't need. Now, people hated that. A lot of people complain about that, but for me, that isn't really a problem to me, since I'm just really used to it by now upon playing Resident Evil 1 But my main complaint really with the new inventory system is that it sacrificed the already iconic and definitive UI that the classic Silent games has.
I hope you enjoyed your tour. Please come back anytime.
Despite being much more faster paced, being you can switch your loadout in real time compared to other Silent games where you need to pause or access to a menu to switch your loadout, equip items. It was really an unnecessary thing to change. With the new inventory system, mostly with ammo and health items, they don't stack. They really don't stack. When it comes to this game, when you pick an ammo, it's divided to 10 each. So like 10 each for pistol ammo, 6 each for revolver ammo, and it never adds up. It never stacks up on your loadout, but it stacks up on your storage. And I really hated that compared to other Silent games like Silent 1 to 3, where your ammo stacks and health items stacks on your inventory and it's never divided into partitions, making it much more easier for you to carry as much ammo and health items as you can on inventory. And also, my main complaint for this game is the whole possession mechanic. Specifically for Eileen, just how really hard to endure it is. It is by far one of the reasons why it is so hard to play this game. Due to how bad the AI tracking is, like there are times where the AI will be confused on where to go and it will struggle to follow you. Especially on tight corners, tight spaces, the AI will struggle a lot. It's just best if you want to really avoid Eileen to get possessed. I really recommend that you don't equip her a weapon for most of the time. You only equip her a weapon if let's say you're in an area where there's really crowded enemies. But overall, don't always equip weapon, especially when there's a ghost nearby, because she can get damaged and exposed a lot, which makes her possession meter go faster, and I would totally just really run. I already got a taste of how the escort missions will go, due to the first word the game will need to stick with Cynthia, and it just doesn't make sense why Cynthia's AI moves the same speed as injured Eileen. From there, I already know that the escorting mission is gonna be a hassle. It's just pretty much Silent Hill 4 took inspiration for the whole escorting Maria thingy with Silent Hill 2 and just made it worse.
James!
Mary? Oh, Maria. It's you. I thought you were... Sorry. Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours. I've never been so scared in my whole life. You couldn't care less about me, could you?
No, I
Then
just...
stay with me. Don't ever leave me alone. You're supposed to take care of me.
If ever Silent Hill 4 got a remake, I hope they will, improve with the escorting mission by adding a feature to like command Eileen to like wait or follow, just like with Resident Evil 4 with escorting Ashley. Advising escorting survivors. So I wish they do that if they ever remake 4. And if they do that, then things will be much more easier. And they should really increase the movement speed of the AI. And then improve with the tracking of the AI so they can able to follow you and move much more better when it comes to like tighter areas. It's just unfortunate that the production for this game was a bit downgraded for its overall layout. Like, it could have been really much better, but it feels like some are just really rushed.
It was always you that I despised. I don't feel enough for you to cry. Oh well, here's a lullaby to close your eyes. Goodbye,
Help me! Help! Let me out of here!
There's something going on in this room.
Despite having overall a decent story, the biggest flaw of this game are the characters. The characters are also less memorable on this game, having few screen time, and most of them are just really come and go. Like, they will get introduced for a few minutes, and after that they just die. With like other Sanga games, they have time to develop, they have time for you to connect with them, they have time for you to be able to learn much more about them. Hence why Sanga 1 to 3 has more interesting characters compared to 4.
Don't stand there looking so smug. You're the worst person in this room. You come here and enjoy spilling their blood and listening to them cry out. You feel excited when you step on them and snuff out their lives.
Are you talking about the monsters?
Monsters? They look like monsters to you?
Oh no.
Don't worry. It's just a joke.
Sanga 4 might be the first Sanga game where I'm much more invested to the characters that we don't even get to see. Characters that upon exploring the game we will learn about, like Joseph and the past victims of Walter before Henry came to the apartment.
How do you like that, you sick little freak? You had it coming to you. These clothes are disgusting. Get them out of my sight.
I know. It'll be perfect to wrap his body in.
Hold it.
You!
Hold it. I think
You
I'll keep
snooping
that
around
for
again?
myself.
Get your ass out of here before you
Hold
really
it.
piss me
Hold
off.
it. Hold it. I think I'll keep that one for myself. Hold it. I think I'll keep that one for myself.
Walter, being the main villain of Sanga 4, who was already hinted back in Sanga 2, was responsible for killing 15 victims from children to adults in the most brutal way possible before attempting suicide. After that, Isamu came back to life, proceeding his unfinished business of completing the 21 Sacraments ritual, killing more victims, all of them, and having Eileen and Henry being the last two victims for the ritual. And it's up to the player if Walter's missions succeed or not. Now Not to break some character, I can help notice, but Walter Sylvan is literally Albert Wesker of silent games. This man is on superhuman level. He can pace shift, he's durable, he can double wield, and he can do karate. It's just funny and ridiculous at the same time. Also, his face model is based off Brendan Fraser, so that's quite, insane. I can't help but notice also how these worms looks like the worms from the movie Slip.
Special news report. In a forest near Silent
One of the characters that I thought would have a bigger part of this game would be Frank Sunderland. Like, I don't know what they did to Frank. Frank Sunderland being James' father, you only get to see him most of the time at the first half of the game. After that, he was just gone.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza?
Frank Sunderland is like a recurring character that you get to see, because he will like inspect your room, trying to unlock your room, trying to investigate the sounds coming from your room, and having engaged in multiple conversations with Eileen. But yeah, just being James' father, you would think that he will have a bigger part for the game, but nah, he really doesn't have.
It wasn't just him either. There's something wrong with his whole apartment.
Don't say that. You're scaring me.
Well, anyway, I just slipped a note under his door. Don't worry about it too much. There are a lot of strange things in this world. The umbilical cord I keep in a box in my room. Lately it's started to smell terrible.
Huh? Umbilical cord?
Oh, well, I forget I said anything.
But still. Those noises.
They really do better justice for Frank Sunderland's character if they ever decided to remake 4. And it's weird because we never really got a mention about James' father in 2. So like when Henry mentioned about Frank Sunderland, I was like, what? Frank Sunderland? James' father? When did that happen? like it was so sudden that, I don't know, it just surprised me because he was never really mentioned by James on 2. There was no any hints or mention about his father at all. And also, this is the silent game that first had a first person mode which was later on used with, Silent Hill PT, then short message.
Finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right?
hauntings are a mechanic of the game where after like accomplishing apartment world for the first time, you will get to experience these hauntings later on for the second half of this game. I really enjoy hauntings. I think it was like a nice change that supposedly your so-called safe haven, safe area is not so safe after all. And the game has a cool twist also that pretty much made the game much more sense and much more better for me. And upon realizing that twist, if you know the premise of Silent Hill games, you will realize it upon like witnessing or like observing the overall designs of the game. But again, I will not spoil what twist is. But yeah, if you know the premise of Silent Hill games, you will know what the twist is for. Silent Hill 4 is just heavily overshadowed by 1, 2, and 3 because of how high they set up the bar for not just any upcoming Silent Hill games, but for the whole survival horror genre, setting their identity, their marks forever in whole gaming history. In that case, it is impossible for Silent Hill 4 to be able to top off what those 3 games have done, with them trying to do something risky and new with 4, which will create a diversion to the Silent Hill community. But like I noted, despite them trying to do something new and risky, I still respected it, because I still think they managed to deliver it well, with Silent Hill 4 heavily leaning on the paranormal side more, having still some supernatural elements, but isn't like Silent Hill 1 to 3 that is leaning more on the psychological, occult orb things. The game features a weaker protagonist, with people saying Henry is a plain protagonist, which I understand, because we compare Harry to Henry, James to Henry, Henry to Henry, again, it just doesn't compare a lot to those protagonists. Silent Hill 1 3 was just on a whole another caliber of Silent Hill games compared to 4. Then again, I still think 4 is worth a try. I still enjoyed it, and it doesn't deserve to be overly hated.
Guess I'll have to find a new place to live, huh?
What the hell? Oh my god. I'm a ocean. My man. My man.
Just like children like to do.